Hi everyone, it is me, Plantain Charlene, and today's video is going to be about my plant mail from Pistils Nursery. Ta-da! So before I get into what I received, I just wanted to say thank you for clicking on my channel. I appreciate anyone and everyone that takes the time out to watch me. And if it's your first time watching my videos, I am a proud plant mommy and I talk about my plants that I either have already or that I purchased and they have come to my home to be taken care of by moi. So, the first plant that I received I'm going to discuss is my split rock. It is such a cute little split rock. What is that? Okay, that's nothing, but I'm going to take this out. I'm going to try and hold that down so you can see the split rock. Look at the split rock. Isn't it just so cute? There's something about these little split rocks that I really love. I've owned maybe about 10 in total. I think excluding this, I think I have 2 left, maybe 3. But that's okay. I never give up on everything. And this plant in particular, I tend to feel like I have to keep trying. I did get one to flower. If I find the picture, which I hope I do, I'll put that in here somewhere. But if I don't, it's okay. These can be so pretty. The flower that I had on the one that did give me that flower, the lithops or split rock that I did have before, that flower for me gave me a nice pretty yellow flower. It was so nice. But this one is really small. It's only in a little 2-inch pot. I'm hoping that I can take care of it properly. I always think that if I've had it before, I know what not to do wrong next time, but not always. Not always. Next up is a plant that's not really a plant, that's a plant. And it is the moss ball. Yes, marimo. It has a name already. So that is the myth of the marimo, which I'm not going to read. But this card here will give me information about this plant because, or moss ball, because I've never owned one. I've seen them a couple of times and I said, why not? I'm gonna just try it out and see how it works. But it does say that it likes low to bright and direct artificial light. Oh, excuse me. Low to bright and direct or artificial light. Avoid direct sun. Browning indicates too much light. That's good to know. That's very good to know because right now I have it sitting under a under artificial light. It also states as far as the water, well, it sits in water. Okay, so change water every 1 to 2 weeks for best results. Allow tap water to sit out for 24 hours before you use it. That's with all plants. Rinse marimo periodically to clean them. I do notice that there is a little bit of muckiness in this water. Like it looks like it needs to be cleaned already. So I understand why they say to clean it, give it fresh water every 1 to 2 weeks. Because right now it looks like after a week it's going to need some water. Also, they note that it says considerations. Rinse stone / substrate before adding to vessel, which I did. Marimo must be rotated to maintain their round shape. Agitate water regularly to turn them. If marimo float, squeeze them gently to release air bubbles. So when I did put it in the water the first time, it did float. And I squeezed and I squeezed. I try to be a little gentle, but I think at some points I was a little not so gentle. And but eventually it went to the bottom. It's not floating. And as they say, if you want to agitate it, and you'll get it to flip around. So we'll see what I can do with this. It's my first time. If I do well, great. I'm gonna be very proud. Pop my collar. But if I don't, no biggie. It was $6. It wasn't super expensive. Oh, this was, I believe, $5.50. But here comes the big plant. Last but not least, because I'm getting a little interruption over here from my right, called Ernest. But last but not least is dun, 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 my Hoya. Yes, this full name is Hoya Macrophylla variegata. I am so happy I have this plant. So happy that I have this plant. This is again a wish list. Now, if you know anything about me and if you watched any of my videos, you know that I get along with Hoyas so well. Me and Hoyas are like this and like this, and I love it. Yes. I haven't watered this plant yet, but I will be watering it with my water and peroxide mix. So if there's anything in here that I am not ready to see crawling out, it will hopefully die and say bye-bye to the world from the peroxide mix. But the thing about these leaves is that they're not very firm right now, and that's usually a sign too that the plant needs to be watered. It's very like flimsy. So this plant can take up to 60 to 85 degree temperatures in the spring and summer, and for the winter 55. But if it went lower, say to 45 degrees, can actually encourage the following spring and summer for the plant to bloom. So if you're looking for this plant to bloom after it's matured enough, it can be encouraged by letting it sit or be in temperatures of 45 degrees, not lower than 45, not like every day. Don't do that like every day. And it can help the plant bloom the following spring or summer. So while the plant is actively growing, which is usually the spring and summertime, you want to water this plant when the soil dries out, and water it thoroughly, making sure that the water comes out of the drainage holes at the bottom, and then don't water it again until you see that the first top 2 inches of this soil is dried out. Again, the leaves are your friend to understand how this plant is doing when it comes to needing water. Soil for this plant, the suggested soil is peat moss, and 2 parts peat moss, 1 part perlite, because you want a good drainage going on with your soil when you water it. You want to make sure that that water flows freely out of the bottom from the drainage holes, and that the soil is not compacted. Humidity for this plant is, it's not a bad thing, you know. You see I have a humidifier right next to me, but humidity for this plant is not a bad thing. If you have a humidifier, or if you want to put this plant on a pebble with trays, just make sure it's not sitting in water if it is on that tray, otherwise you will rot the roots. Or you can mist it by spraying it. I'm not big on that. I prefer a humidifier. I don't want to have to remember to do all of that stuff. I turn the humidifier on, there you go, and then it shuts off when I say, by putting it on a timer. Easy breezy. This plant can be propagated. You would have to know where to make the cuttings. I'm not able to show you on this plant because of the way they packed the plant in, but you want to make sure it has at least 2 nodes when you make a cutting for propagation, and then you're good to go. You can sit it in water and let it root, or you can just stick it right into the soil and let it root and get yourself a new plant. Maybe if you want to make it bushier, that's optional. I myself do tend to use rooting hormone, which I suggest, but it's not a must. Some people don't like using it, but I would suggest using a rooting hormone. It can't hurt, because it'll just help the plant root that much faster. And I think that is it, guys. So there you have it, my Hoya Macrophylla variegata. I'm very happy with this plant. My lithops, my cute little baby, and my marimo, which this is again so new to me, and I hope that I am successful with this plant. If you guys have any suggestions on how to take care of this, please let me know. I don't mind suggestions. I welcome them, in fact. So there we go, guys. I hope you liked my video. I hope you subscribe, comment, hit the bell to know when another video was coming out. And whatever you do today, enjoy it. Have a good one, guys. Keep planting. Stay safe out there.